guys! Today I'm going to review One Step Beyond. And this one's the very first episode that they did, The Bride Possessed.
The amazing drama you're about to see is a matter of human record. You may believe it or not. One Step Beyond.
One Step Beyond is an American anthology show created by Merwin, Gerard. The very first episode was called The Bride Possessed and was broadcast on the 20th of January 1959. One Step Beyond lasted 3 seasons, 97 episodes altogether, from 1959 to 1961. John Newland was the host, and he also directed every episode. Each episode lasts 30 minutes. The show would return in 1978, called The Next Step Beyond, which also had the host John Newland, and he would also direct some of the episodes. However, it only lasted 1 season, 25 episodes, and 14 of them were remakes of the original show. The Bride Possessed stars Virginia Leith, Skip Homier, Harry Towns, and John Newland as the host. So this one's about this bride who gets possessed by the ghost of a woman who's been murdered. While driving with her husband to the honeymoon vacation, bride Sally begins to assume the identity of another person, a person that has been murdered. And while she's being taken over by the spirit of a dead woman, it makes her go to the location of the murder weapon that's been buried in the ground.
With something heavy.
So One Step Beyond, it came out the same year as The Twilight Zone, however it came out before it. It came out in January 1959. But they are similar, both are in black and white, they both have hosts at the beginning and end of the story. However, One Step Beyond, the stories are based on real events that have happened. So they've been dramatised, so I don't know how real they actually are. Probably dramatic licence. But they are supposed to have happened to people. So it's based on historical records of what's happened to someone. Whereas The Twilight Zone, it's all pure fantasy. So I think it's a great idea having stories based on, inspired by real events. And it tends to be more focused on the paranormal. So you'll get a lot of stories that involve spirits and that sort of thing. One Step Beyond was hosted by John Newland, your guide to the supernatural. Newland would also direct every episode, presenting tales that explored paranormal events and various situations that defied logical explanation. One Step Beyond was supposedly to tell real stories based on human record. Among its various tales, One Step Beyond dealt with premonition of death, disaster, the existence of ghosts, and improbable coincidences. One Step Beyond did one unusual episode called The Sacred Mushroom, which dealt with mind-altering drugs. Newland would travel to Mexico where he met with a local shaman and would do the ritual of magic mushrooms. Newland would have several mushrooms and allowed his reactions to be filmed for broadcast. And this was the only episode that was relatively reality-based in a documentary tone. One Step Beyond had a lot of guest stars, famous actors who were in some of the stories. People like Charles Bronson in The Last Round, Alfred Burke in The Sorcerer, Patrick Macnee in The Night of April the 14th, Elizabeth Montgomery in The Death Waltz, Donald Pleasance in The Confession, even William Shatner pops up in The Promise, and of course Christopher Lee in The Sorcerer. So The Bride Possessed, the first episode, and it's a great start to the show. Virginia Leith carries it. She plays 2 personalities. The first personality, the loving wife, who has this terrible accent. She's like a timid loving wife.
Well, he transported my cousin's belongings when she moved back home a couple months ago. And, well, one thing led to another. Here I am.
How do you like it?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, hello, silly bloody accent, Phil. Hey, it's almost as bad as yours, Phil. However, when she's possessed, she's this more reserved, intelligent woman. A complete opposite.
Sally, what in the world's the matter with you?
Who are you?
Oh, come on, Sally, stop kidding.
Will you please take your hands off me?
So when she's possessed, she's like this angry, intelligent woman who's wanting to resolve the situation, wondering why she's in this different body.
Karen Wharton committed suicide.
No! No! I was murdered! You must believe me! I was murdered! I was murdered! Alex, please, Alex! There is...
And it gets very sinister. Even a mother won't recognise her, even though she knows it's a dead daughter, because when she puts her arms around her, it felt like a daughter. However, the appearance is of another woman.
Mother, I'm so glad to see you. Alex won't believe me. No one will believe me. They're treating me like I'm insane. Mother, please help me. Tell them who I am. Tell them who I am. Who are you? Who are you and why are you doing this to me?
And it's eerie when she knows which direction to go. She tells her husband to take her different directions. The house, the place where the murder weapon is.
That's it. Eagle Point's just ahead.
Eagle Point?
Turn right. Be careful. There's a fallen tree across the road.
So there's some really eerie moments. So I was quite impressed by it. And I'm a big fan of the Twilight Zone, all 5 seasons. And this, it's almost like discovering an extra 3 more seasons of it. This is the first time that I watched the show, and I watched the first episode for the review. So it's very much like the 60s Twilight Zone. Slightly different though, with a different host. And the stories are based on real events, or inspired by real events. Hey Phil, which one do you like best? One Step Beyond or the 60s Twilight Zone? I don't know, Bones, it's a tough call. They're both similar, but they have different hosts. I think the Twilight Zone's slightly better because it's more polished. So I thought it was a great start, so out of 10. It's a toss-up between an 8 or a 9. So I'll be generous, I'll give it a 9. 9 out of 10. Really impressive start. So what do you think, Bones? Did you like it? I thought it was a good one, Phil. You'll have to do some more. Especially that one with Christopher Lee in. Yes, next time I do this show, I'll do the one with Christopher Lee in. Yeah! Okay, everybody. Bye. Like, subscribe and share. Bye. Bye.
There's a nice technical word for what happened to Sally Conroy. It's called possession. That is, the dead temporarily taking over the body of the living. Good night.